All right. I'm Dr. Tomasetti, founder of Legacy Health here. A few things about me. My voice gets tight from time to time. If you need me to repeat something, let me know. I want to make sure you get the information today, okay? Yeah, let's dive in. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So here are some of the stories we get to play with and just fun things that people in your shoes not long ago are experiencing now. So Shannon says, before I was in pain, 2 treatments down, I have some balance. Most of the pain in my right leg is gone, and my left leg is improving. Who's heard that you have to live with neuropathy? Does it actually get better? Who's got to deal with it? You've heard that before? So have you? Yeah. Right? So, like, how is that possible? We're going to show you. And briefly, I'm a local guy born in Holy Spirit Hospital, went away to school, came back, and been in the community for the last 25 years in that neighborhood. And I've got 6 amazing kids and an even more amazing wife. Let's be honest, she keeps the show running. Okay? So that's a bit about me.
That's the 6 kids.
Yeah. And so my goal today is this. I want to show you natural ways to heal without drugs and surgery, even when other systems that you may have tried have failed, and we're seeing 50 to 100% improvement. Okay, who's thinking, yeah, right? You can be honest, a little skeptical, it's okay. Yeah, that's all right. Stay tuned, we're going to show you why we can make that kind of claim, all right? So, what even is peripheral neuropathy? Who knows they got a diagnosis? You got some kind of nerve problem, your feet are not like, you know you've got neuropathy going on? Okay, a couple of you. Who's here supporting somebody? We're learning about that for somebody else. Who's unsure if you have it or not yet? Okay, so good. A good mix of people that it helps me really hear what we need to talk about. So what even is it? The bottom line is it's damage to the nerves that are outside of your spine and brain. Okay, that's peripheral is a wide definition of anything that's not spinal or brain related. So it literally can be anywhere else, and they call it peripheral. All right, that can even be face. We'll see like trigeminal neuralgia or things like that. But it literally can be anywhere, arms, legs. It's most common in feet and hands. And then it can be also digestive system. There's several different types of neuropathy, autonomic nervous system neuropathy. So big picture though is it's damage to the nerves. Okay, and then we're going to talk about what causes that and how that develops. There's over 20 million in the U.S. dealing with this, and these are old numbers. It's closer to 26 now, which is 1 in 6 people over age 45 are dealing with neuropathy in the U.S. That's a bunch of people, right? Why in the world can you, like, how do you get this stuff? Is it contagious?
No.
Thankfully, no, right? It's like, we'll talk about why in the world it's happening, but just to let you know, like, you're not alone. And sometimes that's one of the biggest things to know, like, there are so many other people that are dealing with this, and we're here to help give you some solutions and answers. Let's talk about traditional treatment options. What's out there? What have they done for you so far? For those of you that have had some experience with that, yeah. Gabapentin. That's the number one I hear all day long. Lyrica, gabapentin, Neurontin, gabapentin. Yeah, that's the zombie drug I hear. More than any word, I hear zombie the most. It's a strange one.
Causes more problems.
Yeah, and that's a really great point. You're going to see here in a minute, one of the reasons neuropathy develops is blood flow problems. Gabapentin, Neurontin, they're all designed to actually limit blood flow. It might block some of the symptoms, but it does not, it actually makes your problem worse. So you need to be aware of that. Okay? So, yeah, traditional treatment options, like you mentioned, medications, and then long-term, if that nerve and the tissue dies too much, then amputation is where this can end up. I'm not a doomsdayer. I don't like to harp on that, but you do need to be aware if you're a type 2 diabetic, you're in a higher risk category for that scenario. I had a lady sitting right where Monica was a few months ago, and she had lost 3-4 toes on one foot, and they were about to amputate on the other side. And I was just, heartbroken because we didn't get the information to her sooner. Like literally could have saved her feet. So again, that's where this can go if it's undertreated or not treated in the right way. And the insidious part about neuropathy is that as the problem gets worse, you feel better. In the sense of the tissue tends to get more numb and damaged, and you don't realize you don't feel it getting worse because the tissue's dying. Does that make sense? So that's the paradox with this particular situation. Say again? Somebody have a question or comment?
Mine's the opposite.
Yours the opposite. It's getting worse as you progress.
The pain
Pain's getting worse.
and cold weather is.
Oh, yeah, that makes it like, psh.
And I play piano and organ, and the keys are cold.
Okay. So that's a problem, huh? That's a problem for John. So bottom line is always symptom management. And raise your hand if you're tired of having your symptoms managed. None of you. If you're tired of having symptoms managed, like you actually want answers to the problem. Yeah. So that's kind of what we're going to learn about today. And here's what happens, like John said, you can't play piano, you don't, like that's a hard thing to do.
I just have the feeling, where am I on the keys?
Right.
And
Yeah.
that's a problem sometimes.
It's a problem sometimes. And then bigger than that is where are my feet on the ground? Right? Balance can be a big deal if you're dealing with neuropathy, and you'll hear more about that in a moment. Yeah. But this loss of mobility, right? The things that were fun aren't so fun anymore. There's this in the back of your mind, am I going to fall? That's a real thing that happens for a lot of people. Yeah. You're not going crazy. It's just that you're hyper vigilant about your surroundings, right? And then you just stop living. This is my anniversary trip a few summers ago to the Finger Lakes. And I saw that flight of stairs like, oh man, my patients on this side of the equation would hate to even attempt that, let alone, and you miss all the beauty on the other side. So just gotta be reminded, just think of why do we even do this stuff? So have you ever wondered what it would be like to get some of that back? Maybe you don't get everything back, maybe you can get something back. Just to kind of leave that question out there for you. So what's the better way? How do we get this better besides symptom management? How do we actually make real positive changes in your life? He's got it. Perfect. I never really wanted to be a neuropathy expert. Has anybody ever learned the hard way? Like the School of Hard Knocks, learn some lessons that way, right? And so that's my story with this too. Has anybody heard the story about my dad yet? I'm going to share that one with you. Okay, that's what really got me into doing this. And so this is going back about 11 years or so ago now. Before that, my dad fought 2 tours in Vietnam. So he was a veteran, had Agent Orange exposure, right, as part of that. He was a paratrooper, so he jumped out of perfectly good airplanes, he would tell me, and that makes it hard on the back, things like that, right? So that's part of his background with this. And our neighbor was but he started losing balance, but he was, again, a tough guy. He's been through some stuff. And he wasn't really telling us how severe it was. And our neighbor was having a litter of puppies who went up to the garage to get the kennel to go help him with the whelping box, right? And as he's coming down the stairs, he lost his balance and he fell. And he broke his neck. Okay, and so he was on the steps for an hour before we knew anything because we thought he's helping the neighbor out, right? And so my mom calls and she's in shock. And she's like, Dad fell, we're going to the hospital. So it didn't sound like a big deal on the phone, but that part of me that's like, something's going on, I need to check this out. And so I drove down to the hospital, and then I'll never forget when I walked in, the doctor's like, hey, we're glad you're here. We're doing the best we can. And here's his films. And these are the ones that you never want to see on anybody, let alone your family member, right? And just like, yeah, like he's going to be in a C5 quad, which is, he's in a wheelchair and he could raise his arms a bit and feed himself a little bit, but he lost the ability to hug his kids and grandkids and walk. You know, like all of that was a completely different world for us now. Yeah, right. So all of that. There's a picture of what his neck was like, and when my kids were a lot younger, and my nephews. and my dad. And so with that experience, like we went to Philly and he did all the neural rehab down there, and like they did everything they could do. But that's kind of the story we lived. So we lived through this financially. At that point, I was looking at putting a master on the house, right? You had a 2-story house. They wanted a first floor master that was ADA compliant. Back then, for nothing fancy, it was like 50 grand. You know, we're not talking marble countertops and gold chandeliers. It was just basic stuff. It's probably triple that now. Can't imagine. And he chose then to spend his days in a nursing home because he didn't want to invest in that for his house. And then COVID hits, right? So then all the things that go down with, well, we couldn't visit him, not all of that junk. So that's the story we lived through to be able to get this information to you guys and figure out these things and what's actually working. So I figured if I can crack this thing open and actually help one person not live through that, it's worth every moment I'm spent away from my family, travel around the country, figuring this stuff out after hours, you know, putting together protocols and so on. Does that make sense? So that's the story that got me here doing this. I never signed up to school and go, I want to go help people with neuropathy. I had to learn the hard way. And it's taken me years to do that. So that's my background in this. That led me to develop the legacy way. This is not just our name. It's literally how we practice. Too many of my patients I hear getting shuffled through an office visit in 5-6 minutes, and you leave with your gabapentin prescription or whatever else, and you know, go on your merry way and live with it and do the best you can. We like to be different, if you're okay with that. We actually listen intently to your story. What got you to the point where you're at now? Right? And we've gotten solutions that other people may not know about or have because we're actually asking different questions. Then we do our expert efficient examinations. We look at our gentle ingenious protocols. None of this stuff is really painful or hurts to get better. We activate the healing response. You'll see what that looks like in a minute too. Helping to recreate the mind and body connections, because if you're dealing with neuropathy, the nerves aren't communicating right anymore. And then why are we doing that? It's your legacy. Instead of passing it on when you're dead, live it now. Continue to bless the people in your world right now. Does that make sense? So that's how our framework for how we think through to help you out. Okay? And then that's led me to develop this. It's been over, those are 8 years now, well over 2,200 cases, countless hours, and they invite me to speak from time to time at different events. And then that has led us to some of the stories like Jay and Judy. And I like this because since we were miserable, this is actually Judy's word, we were miserable, okay? And when Jay came in, he was riding backwards in the car like this. He couldn't sit down. He was in such pain in his back and his feet. He thought originally it was due to his arches or like a plantar fasciitis. And he couldn't be more wrong. Anyway, had to quit his job as a painter, couldn't do the ladders, all that stuff, and got his life back. But this highlights that it's not only the person suffering, it's the caretakers as well, right? Everybody's going through it, but you may not have that conversation about what's actually going on, because if you're like my family, well, it's bad, but I don't want to tell them how bad it is. I want to make them worry. And they're going, I know they're hurting, but I'm not going to bug them about it because I know they're in pain, right? So it's like, it creates this silence, the elephant in the room. So that's all we'll say about that one. Rick, amazing man. Neuropathy's driving me crazy. My feet were cold all the time, waking up 5 to 6 times a night. Anybody else relate to that? Yeah. And my sleeping is out better, sleeping through the night. Don't have to get up anymore, 75% better. The reason Rick showed up, I mean, that's all great, but he had a son with severe special needs, and he needed to be the dad that can still help and support his family. And that's what was driving him to actually get some help. And Sandy, I've seen a lot of progress in my neuropathy. First came in in bad shape, couldn't walk. Experienced a lot of pain in my legs, and now my right leg is pain-free. My left leg is feeling better. Treatment is helping, and it's worth every penny. So these are, again, people just to encourage you that were all right in your chairs not too long ago that are winning. So I want to show you today, what's the root cause? We're going to go over what is the root cause, how does this develop? We're going to show you in real time our 4-pronged approach hopefully you're getting a little bit of hope for your own healing, seeing some other people that have actually went in with this, and then show you what next steps could look like. Okay, make sense? That's where we're going. Let's cover the first one now. And to do that, you want to put your hand up like this. Little demonstration for you. This is going to represent your nerve cell. The fingers are going to represent the blood vessels that feed that nerve cell. Okay? Now, if you were to squeeze a fist as tightly as you're able to, and let's say we held that for 15 minutes. Okay, what are you going to notice? What are you going to feel in your hand? Well, what do you think?
Numbness.
Yeah, some numbness.
Tingling.
What else?
Needles.
Yeah, needles. Yeah, the pins and needles. It kind of sounds like neuropathy symptoms, doesn't it? Yeah, you can rest your hand if you haven't yet. But when you start to suffocate the nerve and you start to choke off the blood supply and starve it of nutrients, it's going to start to let you know. And the only way that nerve has to let you know is with all the symptoms you just mentioned. Does that make sense? So again, when you're choking off blood supply, starving of nutrients, it's going to scream at you one way or another until it can't anymore. Okay? Now, the better question then is what? What causes this? Right? That's one of them. We're going to talk about that in a moment. So yeah, so the better question is what causes this? The list for this is literally 100 different diseases or disease processes, single-spaced, double-sided ream of paper. It's like in the literature, there's literally over 100 causes of this. Okay? And so what you see, you just mentioned was the symptoms are burning, tingling, numbness, you might have weakness. Obviously not in that example, but you get the idea, right? That can be weakness in the arms or legs. And then necrotic is dying tissue. If you choke it off too long or suffocate it too long, it's going to start to die. Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. And then when that nerve tissue is dying quicker than you can repair it, you run into trouble. And then obviously we'll also balance if it's related to feet and legs. What actually is causing that are some big items here. Gut health. Over half of your immune system is in your GI tract. And the muscles in your legs and feet relate to your GI system. And so if there's imbalance in the gut, that can actually influence how the body heals. Macronutrients, that's proteins, fats, and carbohydrates. Which one do we tend to eat too much of in the U.S.?
Carbs.
Yeah, carbs. Good job. Especially around Halloween time, right? That's an easy one to go to. So yeah, sugar is one of the big ones that will destroy your nerves. Okay, that's a big one. Whether you tell them if you're diabetic or not, sugar is bad news for the nerves. Okay? Micronutrients, that's your B12, folic acid, lipoic acid, magnesium, etc. But all the micronutrients that your tissues actually need to do their job and repair and heal. Okay? Oxygen deprivation, that could actually be a lung issue or some heart issue, right? Or it could be sedentary lifestyle, which then, if you're dealing with neuropathy in your feet, it becomes a cyclical thing, right? It hurts to move, or you don't want to move, or you're scared of losing your balance, so you don't move, right? This is cyclical. And then underlying neurological weaknesses could be from an injury, like an actual trauma. I had a gentleman with a gunshot wound to his backside, literally severed the nerve. There wasn't much we could do on that one. Or underlying other issues like genetic issues can be a part of that problem too. So that can be Charcot-Marie tooth would be an example of that one. Does that make sense? So if we can just band-aid symptoms, or we can actually go after the root causes for why that develops into this. Okay? So one other piece to identify for you is this. Every cell in your body is a battery. Okay, it's literally charged up with energy. Each cell is. When your cell has full energy, you can repair whatever you need to and do it fairly quickly. And the body's job is to basically make new cells. Right? So as it's making new cells, if you start losing energy in the battery, you lose quality control. And now you have to make room for mutations. Things don't come out the way they were originally designed. And so you have to lose quality control to keep the process running. Well, then what happens is oh man, we need to make more energy. And we're, run out of steam. So we hire more cells, right? We're hiring more workers to do the job, to get the job done. But they're not trained, and there's nobody there to train them, and they end up costing more than they're worth, right? Does that make sense? You might have run on that in your career from time to time. That's what we call autoimmune. Then your immune system starts to attack the tissue to get rid of that stuff. And then underneath that, when that system breaks down even more, now you can actually be in a situation energetically to develop cancer. So this is not a workshop on cancer, but you need to understand cancer is an energy debt, and it's trying to buy you more time before the system completely fails. What's going to kill you quicker, for example, liver failure or liver cancer?
Liver failure.
Failure. Kidney failure, kidney cancer.
Failure.
Right? Failure. Every time, failure is going to get you. So just to try to flip your paradigm, shake up the snow globe of your idea about healthcare, right? It's energy debt. That's one of the major factors. That's why you're not healing. You don't have enough energy, or you're spending more energy than you're able to produce. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So conceptually, if we can recharge your batteries, what's going to happen? Right? Right. So when your cell phone is running all the apps, right, and your battery starts to go low, but you got to get those directions. So wherever you're going, what do you got to do? You got two options. You start shutting down apps, or you better charge it, right? And so the body does the same thing. We need to heal this thing, but I only have so much energy. I either need to recharge it, or I need to stop running stuff. And that's where systems will start shutting down. Does that make sense? So that's one of our main things that we think differently about is how do we supply energy to the body so it can heal quicker? And we're going to go through that here in a moment. Everybody with me? So just make sure you're picking up what I'm putting down. What's the cause? What causes neuropathy?
Nerve damage.
Nerve damage. Yeah. How does it get there? Yeah. Right. We're choking blood supply, right? And then why can't it heal again?
No energy.
Yeah. No energy to heal. You with me? Okay. So here's the secret number one. Getting that blood supply back. The word is called angiogenesis, if you need a big Scrabble word, okay? But this is literally making new blood vessels so the tissues can heal. This is early June. Red and white are the normal colors of my office. Nothing else is acceptable. What do you see in the feet in the left picture? You see the cold feet? That means blood flow is not good in those tissues. We see middle of July here. What are you noticing now? Yeah, their blood supply. We're starting to be able to do this, which means the body can now start to repair and heal. Can medication do that? John, I think you mentioned it's like, no, it's making me worse. Yeah, it actually makes the blood vessels worse if you're on medication. You need to be aware of that. So that's the step one. When we start applying that concept, we get the stories like Betty. Betty was one of my first patients in practice. She came in originally with a back problem. Traditionally, I'm trained as a chiropractor, so that worked out pretty well. Got her better pretty quick. And then she said, Doc, I got neuropathy. Can you help me out with that? And I'm like, Betty, I've heard some things in the school, but I don't know much. But let's try something. And she was open to that, so we put together a plan for her. And we went through that plan, and guess what happened? We got nowhere. Big strike. Big swing and a miss. She get nowhere. And what do you do when that happens, right? You think through things again. You come up with some new ideas. We put together another plan, and guess what happened after that?
Hopefully it worked.
Strike two again. Miss. Again, so like, whoa. So like I said, this is early on in my journey with this. And then when we found the process we're now doing, we're getting results like you're going to hear her say. Now, she's going to mention numbers. And I need you to pay attention to that, because when the nerve has lost 85% of its function, that's the point of no return. there's going to be permanent nerve damage in most every one of those cases. Doesn't mean they can't improve some, but usually it's like the plant that's wilted, and you can change the soil and sunlight and all the things, but if that plant's too far gone, it's just too far gone. Does that make sense?
Yeah, like my money tree.
Yeah, like your money tree. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I want you to grab that concept is if the nerve has been choked off for too long, there's only so much we can do to get back, right? So she's going to mention numbers, pay attention to that. The other two things I get are this. Why does the background look different? I was in Lancaster for 15 years before we moved up this way, and that's in the Lancaster location. And then the other is no, the treatment does not turn your hair white. She went gracefully right between the two. Okay. So it's about 2 minutes. I'll let Betty share her story there.
Okay. So I'm here with Betty, and she's been, how long been in the neuropathy program now?
Over 2 months.
About 2 months. And you started, and you were pretty high percentages from
Yes. I'm correct. I'm 88% loss.
88%, right?
On the right and 78% on the left.
Yeah, and we weren't really sure, like, I don't know if it's gonna help initially.
Yes.
So tell me, what were you experiencing when you first came in with the neuropathy symptoms?
Yeah. Extremely restless at night, and my toes area especially hurt. It was an unusual. It was hard to define or describe the ache that's there. Sometimes it felt like my feet were freezing, and yet when I touched them, they weren't cold.
Right, that sensation of the freezing.
Mhm.
Yeah, yeah. And then, what's been your experience since being able to start the program?
Well, I don't experience the restlessness or the pain.
Wonderful.
Yeah, and that's only been 2 months, and I have time to go yet, so
Yeah.
I'm very delighted.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where this turns out for you, because I know when we looked at your last set of numbers, you're doing, I think it was less than 40%.
There's
Yeah,
31,
just 31 on the one side and
31 on the
on
other.
the other. Oh, it's even.
Yes.
See, you know
Yes.
better than I did. That's great. So that's a huge change from, 80s.
It is.
That's wonderful.
And I'm so grateful. But the thing that really blesses my heart is my older sister is numb from her knees down and now from her hands to her elbows. And I was hoping I could avoid that. And sure, with God's help and your help, I'm doing that.
Yeah, we're really thankful to be part of that, and
Yes.
that we get to be a part of your story with that, Betty. So thanks so much for sharing that. Do I have your permission to share this with other people, other patients, other students, other doctors?
Sure.
Yeah. Any
Yes.
conditions on sharing that?
No, sir.
Okay.
That's the
Thanks so much, Betty.
You're welcome.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So when we got to, we were losing ground, and then she was like 80% low, like almost putting her return. And 2 months later, she got 50% of her feeling back. She went on to get full resolution. All of her feeling came back, all of her motor strength came back, her balance improved, all that. Got to play with her kids and her grandkids again, and amazing story. Now, question is this: how long does that last? Right? Exactly. In this case, here's a 6-year follow-up, and I'll let her share that piece of it. Okay, so I'm with Betty, and this is what about a 6 or so year follow-up.
Yeah.
So tell me what your symptoms are now for the neuropathy.
Well, it's good. It's not unless I eat sweets.
Okay?
And I have misery in my feet.
Gotcha.
Big time.
But otherwise, you don't really need your equipment right now, and you're not really using that as part of your care plan anymore.
Correct.
Just that stay on the diet more.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And that's fantastic long-term results so far, especially because your sister was in bad shape.
Yes.
And we've avoided that. Thank God for that.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
I want you to do as well. Bless you.
Thank you. So, again, 6 years later, she's still doing great, non-diabetic, but when she eating sugar, she felt bad. And she didn't need her home equipment, which will ship it out in a minute. She had it and she needed it, but it wasn't what she was regularly doing. So it's like if you have a cast on, right? When the bone is healed up, do you still need to keep the cast on? No, right? When the body is healed, you're in good shape. Now, there are other people that might be type 1 diabetic, right? And they've got long-term insulin and sugar problems. They're going to need a different path or plan. Does that make sense? So it depends on your situation and story, but it's not uncommon when the nerve is healed up. You don't need to keep treating it, or it's very infrequent.
The part about sugar made me almost think of what I've heard some people say when they have gout. Is gout a form of neuropathy?
Gout technically is not a form of neuropathy, but sugar does cause gout problems.
Okay.
Yeah, they're related that way.
Okay.
And there are other drivers for that, but yeah, again, it's an energy debt in the tissue, and then you can't clear out the poisons that are causing the inflammation in that joint.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, great question.
Another quick question is gravity, like when we're talking about the feet, is that part of the problem too? Because we are vertical people and toxins might go down and not be able to
Great question.
come up.
So yeah, that's part of it too. Again, with gravity and you get blood pulling down there, if you can't pump it properly, if the muscles aren't firing right, the muscles actually act as pumps. And you'll see that in a minute when we do our demo. We're going to check some muscle strength, and if they're not firing, that means you can't pump blood and goodies in and junk out effectively. Not to mention you lose balance and so on. But yeah, that's something we need to consider, is how much is gravitational forces affecting spine or feet or anything in the middle.
Because even standing up, your fingers are dropping to a very low point to your waist or even below, and they're again trying to work against gravity in a way.
To a degree,
in the blood
yes.
flow when you're standing. Yeah.
Right. That being said, are you saying in terms of like blood flow to the tissue?
Just an observation.
Yeah, that's a valid point. Generally speaking, though, the other 5 out of 6 people that don't deal with neuropathy don't have the same thing, and they're still dealing with gravity.
Right.
Does that make sense? So it is a consideration, but I can't say it's a major one that rises to the top for why that's happening.
And aging is working against all of us.
Age works against everybody.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, that's also a fair point, but again, not everybody develops neuropathy regardless of age. Yeah, so there are other factors that play there. Yeah, good observations though. Yeah, Diane?
How long did she have to have treatments before she got to that?
She got the full resolution around month 5 or 6, which is pretty dramatic, going from near nerve, like permanent nerve damage. Yeah, she got full resolution in about 6 months.
And there's some other equipment that she had at home, you said?
Yep, you'll see all that in a minute.
Okay.
Yep. Other people that are more likely in that category can take a year or 2 to get full resolution for what their nerves can heal up at when they're in that severe level of nerve damage. Great questions. So, secret 1 is getting blood flow back. Secret 2 then is reducing inflammation. Who's heard that inflammation is like the scourge of the universe when it comes to chronic illness, right? So, what triggers inflammation? Prolonged stress. All right, that's a big one. When you're stressed out, do you do more of this or more of this? Right, right? And that makes blood flow more challenging long-term in the extremities. Pathogens. We're number 1 in the world in Pennsylvania for what disease? What infection?
Lyme.
Lyme disease, tick-borne illnesses, and there's one called Bartonella that is known to create neuropathy symptoms.
What is it?
Bartonella. It's not technically Lyme, but it's a tick-borne. It's in the tick-borne family of bugs. Okay. So, and then everybody knows junk food's bad for you,
Oh, yeah.
right? Don't eat junk food. And then chemicals, medications. You need to be aware that certain statin drugs, cholesterol-lowering drugs, can actually create neuropathy symptoms and/or muscle weakness problems. So talk to your provider about that. Probably better yet, talk to your pharmacist about it. They're going to have more information on that. Heavy metals can be another factor. Mercury and nerves don't get along well. Where does mercury come from?
Fish.
Yeah, everybody says tuna fish and all that. That's true enough.
You'd have to eat a lot of it though.
But a lot of it's in your mouth. Maybe you got metal fillings in there or have had them in there. And so if you got mercury here, OSHA has all these regulations and rules to keep it safe. And then the dentist puts it in your mouth and it's fine apparently. And then they take it out. And then all of a sudden you have to follow the same rules and regulations. Something doesn't quite add up in my estimation. And so all that to say, toxic metal exposure can damage brain as well as peripheral nerves. And you actually feel what you feel in the parietal lobes of the brain. Like that's what you're making sense of, the feeling that you're feeling or not feeling. So anything, pain, numbness, tingling, normal sensation, whatever, is all interpreted up in the brain. Does it make sense?
Yeah.
So, and then chemo is another one, like chemotherapy is known to create neuropathy. That's actually one of the easier ones to treat, to be honest with you, is chemotherapy induced. And then chronic dehydration. You need water in the system to get blood flow, right? So half of your body weight in ounces, lose all the other beverages. If you're dealing with neuropathy, water only is my recommendation. That and maybe some herbal teas. But that'll be a big help, okay? When we start doing this, we see stories like Isabel, wonderful French lady, very thick French accent, great sense of humor. And on her intake paperwork, she said, if something's not different, in a year from now, I'm going to be dead. Like she was sick. Severe type 2 diabetes. We started to remove the toxins, give her some lifestyle changes, reduce the inflammation in her food plan, energize her system with light therapy. We started to recharge the batteries for her. She could do that. And then she says, I'm on top of the world, flying on a cloud no matter what are the circumstances. I'm feeling at my best in my body at 53. A year ago, I was told that I was very sick. She was concerned she couldn't go visit her daughter who was about to go to college. She's like, how am I going to get to see my daughter? I can barely walk, let alone, so like she had a lot of life to still live and give to her world and was afraid it was going to go away. One day she came in and she said, Doc, I'm feeling great, doing so much better, and I'm giving you a bill. I'm like, tell me what's going on, Isabel. What happened here? And she said, I've lost 70 pounds. None of my clothes fit anymore, and I need an entire new wardrobe, and here's the bill for my new wardrobe. So we had a good laugh about that. Like you said, a good sense of humor.
Well, she's color coordinated.
Right. Yeah.
Her socks and her shirt.
Yeah. And this picture is 70 pounds lighter. And she was in about a week or so ago, and she's down at least another 15 from that.
Wow.
So, and spunky, full of energy, like serving people. It's beautiful to see, to be a part of that. To like, she's not worried about dying anymore. She's not worried about, like literally type 2 diabetes is gone. She doesn't have it anymore. Got her whole life back.
What was the light therapy?
You're gonna see that in a moment.
Oh.
Yeah, I love your quick. You're like this. Two
Well,
steps ahead.
I've gotten that light for depression.
Uh-huh.
That
Yeah.
You get set in that
Yep.
light for a certain period of time. That's
Yeah, to stimulate vitamin D and all those good things. Absolutely. Yeah. And so that's a really good point. Light energy does all kinds of things in the body, depending on what wavelengths you want to get that nerdy into it. But the bottom line is adding light helps the body heal. Okay. So actually that's what we're getting into right now. So let's do this. I'm going to give somebody an opportunity to get better today. And I'm going to have you stand up. We're going to do some balance screening and some awareness. If you're able to stand up, I invite you to do that. This is the time to move, get some blood flow going if you're able to do that. Okay. And then obviously balance is a big deal in my story, right? And so, yeah.
Yeah, I can stand up.
Okay, yeah. I got you, buddy. Sort of on the back of your knee here. There we go. Thanks for playing, man. So if we can assess balance and find out what we can do to support that, then we're starting to win. Does that make sense? So again, if any of these are uncomfortable or painful or you don't feel safe doing them, then don't push it. But we're going to do some balance tests. All right, so the feet are gonna go, don't do it yet. I'm gonna explain it, then we'll do it as a group. So when I say go, you'll bring feet together as close as you can. Eyes are gonna stay closed with the hands on the hips, 10 seconds. Okay, that's our baseline. If you fall over from that one, we got other things to worry about, okay? The second one then is gonna be hands stay on the hips the whole time. Eyes will be open, and then you're gonna raise one leg up as high as you're able to, 10 seconds. If you pass that one, which gets easily 80-90% of people, then it's gonna be eyes closed for 10 seconds.
Do all these one at a time.
Yeah, we'll do one at a time. We're all doing, yeah. With that, I'm just telling you where we're going, Diane. That's where we're headed. So again, if any of these feel unsafe, you're like, and so again, if you're doing this and a foot taps, that's a fail. So you should do all 10 seconds before, okay? That's how that works. All right, you guys ready? All right, so hands are gonna go together, feet, or hands on the hips, feet as close together as you're able to get them. And I'll count us in before we do this. Look at the person beside you and say, I got your back. Okay? Don't let anybody go down today. Yeah. All right, in 3, 2, 1, close the eyes.
No, in reality, it's the same credit. It's the same.
3, 2, 1, that's 10 seconds. Nobody fell over. Great job. A quick question on that. Who said, like, that's 10 out of 10, Doc? I can do that all day long, no problems. Anybody? You can do that all day long, eyes closed. Okay, yeah. And again, that's an exaggeration, but you're basically saying that my balance is fine. That's not a problem. I'm solid as a rock doing that. Anybody that's like 5 or less on that? Several of you less than, you're like, I passed the test, but I felt wobbly. It wasn't. Yeah, that's common, right? So again, that's that hyper-vigilant part of your brain that's like, am I going to fall over? And that keeps you on, right? You know what I'm talking about? So that's an important element in the discussion of like, sure, I passed the test, but are you so comfortable doing it? Does that make sense? Right. So that's a different piece. Let's go to the next one and see if you actually, what your body's able to function here. So hands on the hips again. And if you're able to, raise them the knee up when I say go, eyes open. In 3, 2, 1, go.
Nope. No.
Here are all the nubs. And that's 10. Anybody pass that one?
Nope.
Good job, Monica. Yeah.
But I find it like I was watching her, I can't move my eyes.
Oh, okay. You like a fixed point. Yeah, so you figured out a workaround. Great job. So which means if you close the eyes, that next one you're going to go right. Yeah. So we'll skip that since you're the only one that passed that particular one. Way to go. We're gonna, for the sake of time, we'll skip that last one because you're all failed it anyway. Okay. Did that bring awareness to your balance? Is it a little better or worse than you might have thought? Some feedback. What did you notice?
It always has been since I had my 2 hips replaced.
Okay. Well, that could be right. Yeah.
And a knee.
So knees and hips, sure.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's that song, isn't it?
Right. It's all exactly. Yeah. So let's do this. Who has had neuropathy for more than, say, 5 years? So 3 of you. Who's had it for more than 10 years?
Off and
on. Okay. More than 10.
I gotta see.
And yeah, feel free to sit down. You guys can have a seat. I think with, let's see, Doc, any other insights? I was kind of watching my watch there a bit. Let's do, John, because I think you've had it longer, but yours might be a little more complicated than we can do on a demo today. So, John, if you're okay coming up, you want to be our volunteer today? Nothing's going to be, nothing's going to hurt.
I lost some of my balance from the medication.
Okay. That makes sense. Again, I have no history other than he's got neuropathy. He showed up today. That's all I know. He's got a cane. His observations, right?
I'm due for knee surgery on the 18th of November.
Okay.
Knee replacement.
Got it.
I've had hips replaced.
Wow.
And this knee is getting bad because I've been favoring it because this one hurts all the time.
That does.
Got it. Okay, so we're gonna have him balance on his left foot, not the right one. Okay, and we'll see what we get on this. Stand here for me if you wouldn't mind. Thank you. And let's give a round of applause. I think we get clapped for like 3 times after we graduate high school, so we'd like to get a little bit more when we can. All right, so we're gonna check a few things here that maybe seem unrelated, but he mentioned the hands, so I'm gonna check some arms with this too. So let this relax completely. I'm just gonna check some range of motion here. Ooh, you're the crunchy? And he gets to maybe 9. I'm not gonna force it, but that's about all he's got. Does that get better yet? I don't know, but that if we can.
Yeah, I can.
No, yeah, he can move it a little further. Show me what you got there. All right, so he gets, not much above 90, but some, maybe 100 and so. Let that relax down here. Can we try this shoulder?
You're gonna be surprised in this one. I can't lift this one.
Okay, show me what you got. Okay, shoulder problems, injuries on that one?
I fell off a chair and hit my elbow on the chair going down. And if you can feel,
Yeah.
you can feel that.
Got like a separation going on in there or something.
Well, when they x-rayed it, the arm is just about up to the shoulder.
Okay,
And there's supposed to be space there.
there's supposed to be some space, yeah.
And they said there's something they can do for it.
Okay. Is that getting better no demo today? I don't think so. We'll find out. Okay, who knows? Again, when you add energy to the body, amazing things happen. Like when we, she had breast surgery because she had breast cancer and scarred tissue. She couldn't raise her shoulder up 10 years. Didn't know it after the demo. Her arm went right up.
Wow.
Now she didn't have an injury like that, right? But and she started crying. I thought I hurt her, and she's like, "No, I haven't moved my shoulder in a decade, and it's now better." So we never know. We're gonna see what we get, right?
Right.
But just noted. I don't know that one's getting better, but we'll see what happens. Show me the movement again, just so you guys have other eyeballs. Yeah, he's like doing this and he can't. All right, just out of curiosity.
And it's tough to keep it there.
Oh, of course.
It just wants to.
Just want to drop down.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. So let's see.
And I've also had triple bypass surgery.
Oh, is that all?
That's all.
Okay. Boy, I think a real doozy today, right? So, to be fair, if we can help John at all, in a few minutes, man, that's a win, right? Okay.
That was 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago. Okay, so now, with that history, we're going to check some of the things for his piano playing. Because that's actually really important. My daughter plays, and can I share a quick story about Father's Day? She was away at school, wasn't going to be able to make it home, and she plays piano, and the piano's been silent situated with school. And I'm like, okay, I get it, you're away. I got to take a Father's Day nap, and I wake up to hear her playing. And just like, man, just blessed my heart so much. So that's, anyway, we got to get this guy playing piano.
Sue laughed when we said about age, and I said, yeah, tell me. I'm 50 years old all the time. I'll be 78 in a month and a half.
Wow.
You and I are
79.
Okay.
You and I are
Yeah. Wow.
And I always tell them, that's fine, that's a good thing. But tell my body, because it reminds me every day.
Right, exactly. Okay, let's see what we got here. So let's do a grip like that before we get a little, I'm going to squeeze a little more if you can. So his grip strength is not where we want it to be. You notice that? And he's going to need those fingers to be able to play. Try the other hand there. Squeezing out if you can. That one's better. Yeah, not great. Can we do wide open with the
I
fingers?
had carpal tunnel on it.
Oh. Yeah.
You can't go to the airport either.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, I have little cards that tell me I can go. Yeah.
Okay.
Every time you get a hip replacement, and I don't know about knee, but I'm assuming when I get my knee replacement, you get a card.
Get another card, get a punch card.
Well, you can show that you have.
They never said anything to me.
Oh,
I
no?
guess they figured that if they get a
Oh, she's probably had a hip. Okay.
you got a gun in there.
I don't know. I got one after each of my hip
Yeah.
replacements
Oh,
for
my
that.
gosh.
Fingers
I
wide
got one
open.
for
I'm
like
gonna pull them
cardiac.
together. Keep your fingers open like that for you here. Yeah, and he's got weakness in those finger muscle guys. Yeah. Okay. Last one here. You swing the hand into the middle. Yeah. This muscle has a relationship to the heart. and you feel that that's not firing right. Trade arm. This is more like upper body neuropathy stuff. Pull that in here. Yeah, and so he's got weakness in his shoulder muscle. We'll just see if that changes or not. Balance. How do we do on balance? An issue, right? Because you all the knees and all that stuff too.
Right.
So that's
Like I
another
said,
factor
it
here.
was, some of it was for the gabapentin.
Sure.
I'm being diabetic. I go to the podiatrist all the time.
Good.
And she found out I was on it one day and she said, get the hell off of it.
Wow, good.
And because she said it affects your balance.
Yeah, it does.
And it affected my balance. And that's never come back. And I have some neuropathy in my feet as well.
Yeah.
Being diabetic. I've been diabetic since the 80s.
Oh, okay.
And
Yeah,
so that's part of it.
sure is.
And the knee doesn't help.
Right.
So
So let's see what you got on that left knee. So your hands are gonna go here. Yeah. I'll hold that for you. Yeah, there you go. And then when you're ready, who's got a watch with a second hand on it? They can time them.
I don't have a battery in it.
You got one, Monica?
Instead of time,
I have to say.
Awesome, like a stopwatch kind of thing.
I do have it, but yeah.
I want to be here to make sure if he doesn't topple, I want to catch him. I'm watching my watch and miss him go down. So
well, get ready because I will.
Yeah, that's what I think. That's why I get somebody else to help you.
guarantee you on that one.
have seats.
Okay, you're gonna tell him when, and
Okay.
you're gonna keep eyes open and stand on the strongest leg when she says go.
Oh, no.
Go.
Pick up your foot. Starting. Okay, so no,
No.
none at all.
No.
We got like nothing.
No.
Okay, so we can make that any better. That's a win. When you were doing it eyes closed with your feet together,
I was like wobbling all
wobbling. I'm gonna check that. That might be a better way to monitor some success today.
The other thing I've been told with this knee,
Mm-hmm.
the leg is bending in to the other one, which what the chiropractor told me.
Yeah.
That the knee replacement should straighten that. And
True
that'll
enough. If they
make-
do a good job,
make a
yes.
difference.
Yeah. All right, so let's do this. I'm gonna gently push him backwards. He's gonna resist and like kind of gain his balance. We're gonna kind of check balance like this. So I'm not gonna shove you, but just kind of leaning into my hand here. Yeah, and so he's trying, but I can easily push him backwards. You see that? Lean back in my hand here, and the same thing. His extensors aren't working either. So like his front and back, he's unstable in his world. Can you lean into my hand on the right? So again, his right lateral doesn't stabilize. Let's lean left. Okay, and the left one's not horrible, right? He can actually resist that one. I'm pushing on him here. But that right one, front and back, he's having trouble. Okay, so
Probably some from the knee.
probably it could be knee. Like I said, there's a lot of things you got going on.
Right.
But we're going to see if we can make any changes neurologically. Because if we can get him from wobbling so much, that'd be a win. Right? Make sense?
Right.
All right, let's actually sit down here for me. And we're going to actually check the balance stabilizer. Yeah, I got you.
I'm not gonna get out of there
Well,
because it's rocking.
yeah, I got you. You'll like, I'll take a nap right here, right?
I might be sitting here all night.
Okay, I'm going to take your shoe here for you too. Yep, and that one. All right, now, what do you need to balance when you're standing up? Right, front and back of the leg. We're going to check the muscles to see what's firing, what's not. So you're going to take that knee, just raise it straight up into my hand. Okay, and that's decent. On the stair climber, let's do the other one here. And that's okay. And if you want to move around to see, feel free. That's perfect. Pull your heel backwards for me, John. Okay, that does not work at all.
No.
Pain with that?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's got the hamstring that's not working. Pull this back for me here. And that one also is inhibited in the hamstring. Okay?
Because I have degenerative arthritis in outside by both of my knees.
Right. So again, you're hearing the list of all the things he's got going on. That may or may not be why the hamstring is inhibited. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Like, he's got this story that he's telling himself. His body might be it, and it may not be it. Keep in mind the battery charge. Okay, and hang in there with me. Heels on the floor, bring your feet up. Okay, we're just checking his stabilizers in his feet. That one's pretty weak. Do the other one here. What do you notice in there? Foot's collapsing? Yeah, so he can't keep his feet up. When we do like a heel walk, right, those feet are starting to collapse that way.
Do you think it's wise for him to have knee surgery?
That's another workshop. We actually do knees that you don't have a name tag on them. Sorry. Your name?
Lynn.
Lynn. Where Lynn is sitting, that's our knee traction unit that literally buys more space in the joint. We've saved several knee surgeries using that.
Because I've had both knees done.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This last one that I had done was the very last day of August of this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I developed neuropathy.
Yeah. So, right. I have another friend. He had a knee surgery done. They botched it. Got an infection. Like, I mean, I don't want to tell you the whole story. Like, right, things can go bad anytime you're using a knife.
Mine was perfect. I mean, I didn't even have to take therapy. I took 2 sessions of therapy.
Yeah.
And I was fine. But then I started with the leg, with the neuropathy in the bottom of my foot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so there could be trauma related to the. It may not be the knee, right? But there are the nerves related to that. So yeah, trauma can be a part of that puzzle. Yeah. So what do we know about John? He's got a lot going on. We're seeing weakness in the shoulder, in the rotator cuff, right? He's got weakness in the fingers. We are seeing weakness in the hamstrings and in his feet. You with me? Not to mention whatever other feelings you have in the feet and all that. Let's get him better. Is that all right? Let's start working on this guy. I'm going to take your socks off here too. I'll help you with that. Oh, you got the big high ones up. There we go.
Yeah. Because I have the knee supports.
That's perfect. There we go.
I'm glad you didn't choose me in my fear.
All right. There we go.
Well, let me hold one of those things. I took me half an hour to put my earrings in because I can't feel it.
All right.
Can you see me?
Probably going to go with that. Is my thought.
All right, let's have you lean
Unless
forward.
you want to do something different.
Lean forward and tuck these right here.
This is Dr. Midgley, amazing, brilliant doctor. I am so blessed to have him on the team. And he's going to be doing the treatment part, and I'm going to explain what the heck he's doing. Okay, so.
What's his name?
Jeff
Yeah.
Midgley.
Yeah.
Dr. Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, that doesn't stand by itself.
Doesn't stand by itself. Kind of like you a minute ago.
Yeah, right.
Okay. Okay. So we like to have fun here. If you're like you haven't found out. So here's what's going on. These are the typical home care pieces that we find are useful. Depending on your situation, one might be better than another one. You might need more than one. But to show you what's going on here, the first one is digital electrotherapeutic stimulation. Big mouthful. Who's heard of a TENS unit before? Yeah, this is not TENS. TENS is 1950s technology. It does not work with neuropathy. I've tried it, okay? I wish, because it's a whole lot less expensive. But this stuff actually, so TENS sends a signal from the unit out. That's all it does. This will actually send a signal out, read what your nerve is doing, and then send another healing signal out. So in real time, every 4 milliseconds, it's rehabbing the nerve. Okay? It looks similar and it functions similar. It's easy to use, but the bottom line is here, it's rehabbing the nerve signal. Okay? So that is sending, he's got pads on the ankles right now, and at the home unit, we use a foot bath of water, which actually gets more stimulation in the tissue around the feet and works on all the nerves. For the demo, that's a little too messy, so we're going to use the pads. Bottom line here is we're rehabbing nerve signal with that unit. Okay? Next one is vibration. Have you ever pushed a hand mower, right? Push mower, right? That's the wrong vibration, and your hands get numb and tingly after too long. Right? We get the right vibration and actually brings blood flow back to the area and starts to do this. And that's what we're using here. Since he's got knees and all that going on, we do the seated version. If you don't have any joint replacements, we recommend the standing one because that does help balance a little better with the gravity part. Make sense? When you're standing upright, you're firing all the muscles. So options with that.
So that's Dr. Jeff there.
That's Dr. Jeff right there, exactly. Yep. Improving balance and enhancing circulation are the main two goals of this technology. Okay? Next, you're going to see all kinds of lights on, John. We're lighting them up.
It helps with hair growth.
Helps with it, honestly does. It really does. Yeah.
Good luck with that. This started at 19 years old.
So again, why might it help with that anyway? What are we doing with light? Remember the battery.
Yeah.
We're charging the battery up. We're improving blood flow to the area. We're stimulating the ability to regrow blood vessels. That's what light does. So we get blood flow restored, and we're relieving pain. You can use it back, shoulders, knees, post-ops, whatever, and actually get more healing in the tissue a lot quicker. Who likes to save time? Right, it's a dumb question, right? The technology changes quick in this space. About 2 years ago, we used to use a light that took 30 minutes per leg. Now we can do this same amount of energy in about 5 minutes. So instead of an hour, it's more like 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, so that's pretty cool. All right, then we're using nutritional protocols that actually work. Over 500 clinics around the country. Unfortunately, there weren't any near Betty's sister to get her help, and she ended up in a wheelchair. But these protocols work day in and day out, literally having tens of thousands of patients across the country get better from neuropathy. So that's what we use here.
Who's developed that?
Oh, goodness, a bunch of brilliant people.
Okay, so
Yeah.
it's not like a hospital like Mayo or something.
No. With that in mind, too, the reason we failed with Betty is because we were only doing in office. She didn't have the support her nerves needed day in and day out to get the result. Okay? If you got a pinched nerve in the back, for example, though, you've got a spinal disc compression or whatever, we can use the background track in the back corner there, and that gently takes pressure off the back to open up the nerve. So a lot of times if it's a sciatica problem, that works like a charm. Any other disc complaints, stenosis, etc., we got a shot at making that a whole lot better. Compression fractures, depending on where it is, we may or may not use that. Yeah, so we need some imaging on that. The chair here that John's in, that Sandy's in, this is a magnetic chair, pulse electromagnetic field. It's a magnet that turns on and off real quickly. Think of it like, and that's what this bed is too, that one as well. We got different attachments for different, knees or feet or whatever we need to treat. So think of like, again, when your cell phone dies and you put it on the induction charger, it literally puts a magnetic field back into the battery. That's exactly what this does, but it charges up the cells in your body and helps them get better quicker. Right?
Is that like those bed things you can buy that you can lay on that vibrate? No, I don't think they vibrate.
There are different ones available that are in that same family of PEMF.
Well, it's grounding.
Oh, grounding. Grounding is a great idea. It doesn't typically help a ton with neuropathy. If it does, it's going to take way long time for it to make any changes.
Right.
Good to employ because it's stopping the battery drain, but it's not recharging much. Does that make sense?
Right.
So yeah, now all these things can be really useful. We find that this charges every cell in your body up, and it also helps with blood flow. So that's the other big win on that. Okay. I would demonstrate it, but the last time I did, I killed the battery on my computer, so I'm not gonna do that. All right. The other one that's a huge helper is the soft wave. Okay, soft wave. Have you heard of stem cell therapy? Yeah. So that's becoming more of a thing. This actually stimulates your own stem cells. We have this one in our back room here. It's not. We can't really roll it out to show you in a moment, but it looks like this, like an ultrasound wand is what it looks like. It sends a radio wave into the tissue, so we can treat these. In fact, meniscal tears, it's like cheating. It's almost too easy. Like I'm not kidding. Like, we've saved a lot of people with grief with soft tissue, shoulder. I mean, all that stuff. Any joint problem, that's like a real joint problem, this works amazingly well with. We also see inflammation calming down, blood flow improving, stem cells get better.
That was amazing.
That foot. How many treatments do you get from here to here, do you think?
10.
I hear that most commonly. Yeah. Well, anybody else want to guess? 5? Yeah, it was 1. Yeah. Now, that wasn't in my office. One of my colleagues sent me the picture. I'm like, if I didn't know the guy, I'd say you're full of it. But this is
You could tell.
1 treatment.
Toes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Thankfully, we've not seen the foot that bad in a long time,
Wow.
but we do see them pink up every single time we use it. Big helper for neuropathy and like I said, any other joint consideration. All over the major leagues, you know, you pick a pro sport, they got it in their locker room. Eagles have at least 2 in their locker room. It was all over Paris and the Olympics. Like this is really huge stuff. The other big one is breathing. Okay, we have to breathe all day anyway. You might as well learn how to do it in a way that's going to be helping you. Is that fair? So to do this, I'm going to show you how to do that. In your bag is a little bracelet. And if you're like me, you need some reminders sometimes. And so I invite you to put that on as a reminder and also as a little bit of a statement. Going, you know what? I realize Big Pharma is not coming to save me. I'm going to do something different. I'm going to might use something I learned today in the workshop. I'm going to do something different to change my outcome with this stuff. Because that's kind of like you saying, yeah, I'm doing this for me. All right? So, probably on your water bottle.
Yeah, it's around.
Yeah, there it is. And if you didn't get one, we'll get you 2. We got some more up front. So, what I'm going to show you, there's a gal that came in and she's on her feet all day long for her job. And she said, when you told me that, I actually did it. And between when she learned it and came in for her assessment, her feet were already feeling better. And that's the only thing she changed was just breathing differently. So it actually works to get blood flow back. Okay. So here's how we do this. Breathe in for 4. You're going to hold it for 4. Exhale with the hum, and that's where everything happens. That's where the healing happens. Hum it out for 6. Now I want to hear you on that one. Nice and loud with the hum. And then you're going to hold it out for 2 and repeat. We'll do about 3 rounds together. You ready? So breathe it in for 4. From the belly. Good. Hold it. Let me hear you. Beautiful. Hold it out for 2. Let's go again. Hold it. And from the diaphragm. Good. One more time. Breathe it in. Hold it.
Where did this chick work that she could exhale like that?
She had a warehouse situation. I don't know exactly. That wouldn't work well. Yeah. Good point. Although maybe that would be amazingly healing for everybody,
Exactly,
right?
yes.
So what do you notice? Anybody? What's your experience with just a couple rounds of breathing like that?
It's refreshing. It's yoga.
Yeah. A little weight, right? Yeah. So imagine doing that 5 to 10 times every waking hour. I'm over prescribing that, realizing if you're human, you're probably doing it maybe once or twice a day, right? But you can do this in your car, right? Red light, whatever. You can just add it in your morning. Do it when you're brushing your teeth. All that kind of stuff. Just simple things to add in. Yeah, commercials. Yeah. Yeah. Right?
Enjoy all the laughs. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. How we doing, Doc?
Good.
Awesome. Briefly, I mentioned Leroy. He was diabetic. He would not give up drinking Turkey Hill sweet tea. Okay? And so he got 50% better in 90 days, but he probably could have done better. But I mentioned that just to let you know you don't need to be perfect to get headway. Okay? And obviously he needed to keep doing his things, and but he still made improvement, even though it was unwilling to make all the changes we're recommending. Okay, just notice that. And we can go over, I can feel my feet for the first time in 5 to 6 years. Same thing. I can feel my toes in 10 years. Like, these are miracle stories we get to be a part of that is just like unheard of. So just so again, to encourage you, your body knows how to heal. We just got to get into the right situation for that to happen. Okay.
The young lady that lost all the weight, the French lady.
Yeah.
Was that partly because of the menu or the diet?
Yeah, of course. Yep. So over chemistry change, and she didn't need to hold on to the weight anymore. Yep. Okay. Here we go, John. Let's see if we made any changes with this guy.
Fly away.
All right, I'm gonna help you with this one. Sorry about that piece. So we make it a little easier on you.
Now, are those things, can you reuse those pads?
Yeah, another reason we use water, so you don't get all that sticky goo on you, and you don't have to worry about pads and whatever. Yep.
Oh, so that's not what you would use, huh?
You can, but typically water is more functional.
Oh, the water, okay.
Yeah, because then you're soaking the whole foot, you're getting warmth from the water, and you're getting stimulation to all the nerves.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, gotcha.
What do you notice sitting here? Any changes just from observation?
Feel some differences.
Do you know?
Yeah,
Okay.
in my hands
In the hands
and the feet.
and the feet. Can you say more? What's different?
Seems to be more feeling there.
Really?
Yeah,
What kind of feeling? You notice
more,
what that
more feeling than normal.
than normal. Okay. And when's the last time you felt this?
I don't know.
So, like years we're talking about?
Yeah.
Whoa. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Like we haven't tested it. We could probably stop there, but let's see what else we got. I don't know yet. I'm curious. Let's start with heels on the floor. And I'm going to push down the foot. Don't let me push. What do you notice there?
You can't do it.
I can't do it. Now I can force his foot down. That one's still kind of weak. Right. But we're not looking for, this is not an arm wrestle. This is the nerve firing.
Right.
And the left one is working better. The right one still needs some help. Can you pull the heel back on that left leg? How's that doing now? Still some pain
It's pain in the knee.
in the knee, but the leg is stronger?
Yeah,
Yeah, a lot stronger.
yeah.
Yeah. Try the other one here. Pull that one back. That one's sturdier too.
Right.
You notice that. Cool. Now, I'm curious getting out of the chair. As I say, I have a little trouble here. I'm going to have the cane ready, but I'm going to see if I'm going to stabilize the chair for you too.
Probably gonna be with no shoes on.
Should we put shoes on
Oh,
first?
shoes on.
Yeah, put shoes on first.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Because with the socks, they're just gonna
Oh, yeah.
slip.
Slippery,
They're
yeah.
just gonna slide.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
How's that? There we go. Boom. Are you okay if that's down for a minute?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
I can work that back up.
There we go. There we got it.
There we go.
Whenever you're ready, John.
They almost could use it
Mhm.
longer.
Yay! How was that without the cane?
All right.
Better, worse, different than
Better, yeah,
better.
better.
Steadier.
That's cool. Let's
I
try
don't feel
place.
I don't feel as wobbly.
Really?
Yeah.
What else are you noticing? I don't want to rush this. This is going. Yeah. So not as wobbly. What else are you recommending? No, the reason that, like, yes, it's for your information, but I want his sensory brain to actually experience what you just went through.
Feel more confident. That
Really?
yeah, that
Okay. That's
maybe I could do something.
wow.
Like
what?
I'm not saying what.
That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. Let's trade places here. If you don't mind. That's cool. How is that moving? Probably still painful in the knee, I'm guessing.
The knee is painful.
Yeah. Are you okay without the cane?
Yeah.
Let's try hands on the hips. I'm going to give you that balance kind of push thing. So when you're ready, you're going to lean in my hand here. Okay. What do you notice there?
You don't have as much strength
Oh
on.
my
Right?
God.
I'm leaning. I can shove them, but that's not the point, right?
Right.
Lean back into my hand here. Wow, we got them both. I didn't think we had both of them. That's
Wow.
pretty cool. And it was leaning this way, right? It was weak too, lean toward me. So we didn't. Well, actually, that's better, isn't it?
It's better.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I'm cautious with that one because
Of
the
course.
knee hurt when I go
Right.
to do that.
Yeah, and I don't want to obviously put him more in pain. That's pretty cool. Did you notice how his brain is able to actually fire and keep him more balanced in his world?
How long will that last?
I have no idea, Sue. He's got a million things going on. Honestly, I wish I had an answer to tell you, but I really don't know. So what does answer that question though? How many batteries are drained in his system? How long have they been drained for? Right? We gave him a few minutes of charging it back up. Which is, I don't know yet. But does that make sense? But that's a great question that really you should all be asking. And really that's the underlying question is how many systems are drained? How many batteries are tanked? And how many do we need to recharge back up? Does that make sense? Yeah, but I love the way you're thinking. Let's see I'm just curious about the shoulder. Does that move any different?
No.
Not much.
Not much.
Can you bring that wrist in for me, squeeze it in? That's way better though. And try your hand open. I'm going to squeeze them. Don't let me. Wow. That's better. Try this one, pulling that one in again. Yeah, that's sturdier too. And that was a grip, right? We did a grip on it. We can do both.
Oh, okay.
Fingers open.
Okay.
That's all right. And then try that squeezing. I'm going to pull the fingers open. Okay. Don't let me. So we got a lot of grip back on that guy too. Even with the carpal tunnel. Try your pinky thumb. This is the actual carpal tunnel one. So we still got some of that going on. Yeah. We can juice that up. That's a little different with the neck and actually stress. That's a whole other workshop for stress. And we do that, and that. Now squeeze your pinky and thumb again. And we just activate that nerve right. We get it right back on. So there's a whole lot we can do for all kinds of fun stuff. Again, forget the carpal tunnel thing. That was just kind of fun to explore. But we're seeing strength return, right, in rotator cuff, which might relate to heart getting more energized. At the very least, we're seeing the neurology kick on. We got balance steadier. He's feeling more stable. What am I missing?
I don't know.
There's
so much. I don't know.
The left shoulder.
Oh yeah, let's try left shoulder.
Does it change there?
Did this change at all on the left shoulder?
Lift your arm up.
Yeah, can you lift that one up?
Oh.
So he's about similar on that one.
Yeah.
Let that relax completely. Let me see if there's any different. Let it drop heavy in my hand. Yeah, that didn't change much at all on that left one yet.
And the hair didn't.
And the hair didn't grow.
And the other thing I didn't think.
Balance 1 foot up.
Yeah, let's try the 1 foot.
Lift 1 foot up this time.
Yeah, let's see if we can get 1 foot up for more than a moment.
Okay.
So hands on the hips. And when you're ready, you'll stand on that stronger left leg.
No.
Not yet.
No.
Okay. And that's, granted, everything else he's got going on, I'm okay with that. That's a big win.
Yeah.
And the other thing when he was doing the light, I didn't say anything because I didn't think about it.
Mm-hmm.
I have a pacemaker and a defibrillator also.
Which is the reason we only use light, because if like PMF, we can't use that until. Wait, so that's So yeah.
But I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's all right. So again, that's why we do the same thing during the demo that aren't given anybody.
Because when you have those things, they're so intense, you can't
exactly
say it through anymore.
Yeah. We're a step ahead of you on that one. We already know what we can and can't do on those.
You're all right.
Thanks, John.
Thank you.
You're a good man. You may have a seat. Thanks for playing today.
I'm a fine man.
Fine.
That's my last name.
This guy.
What did you say?
He said, I'm a fine man. That's his last name. So can you imagine now, John is able to do treatment at home for 90 days, 6 months, a year,
Oh, thank you.
right? What's possible in his world if we can make that change in a few minutes? And we only use light, vibration, and a little bit of the eSIM, right? We didn't change diet. We didn't do anything with stress. Right? We didn't change any chemistry. We just did energy and started to charge the body. Can you start to see why we'd say you're going to probably get 50 to 100% better? That's why, because we're actually giving the body the things it needs to heal and start removing the things that are draining the batteries. And that's why we're seeing the miracles.
Does he wait then until he starts feeling a little bit more wolf and then he can come in again and have it
What
done? Or
would
is
you
it-
want to do?
What would I want to
Yeah,
do?
would you want to do this or would you want to do this?
I want to
Yeah, I mean, up to the person. If you want to feel crummy and then come back in, that seems like a waste of money.
I didn't know if that's how it worked.
No, that's a great question. But see, that's what we're all trained to think, right? When you feel bad, then go back in and get help, right? But again, that's where we lost with Betty because we couldn't see her as often. Nobody wants to be in the doctor's office anyway. Let's be honest. So my goal is to get you the things that you need to be able to do at home to take care of yourself, to empower you to be healthy and not need the doctor. We are thinking completely backwards in this whole healthcare system.
Yes, we are.
Does that make sense? So, I mean, it's probably a really bad business model. I don't want you to be here. Okay, that's...
You're like Rockefeller.
What's that?
Blaming on Rockefeller.
Right, yeah.
Do you know anything about
There's,
the-
I don't want to get into all that, but I'm with you, Diane.
Yeah.
All right, so
Yeah, but you're a nice guy. We want to come see you once in a while anyway.
that could be fine. So, okay, 2 options. Keep doing what you're doing, get the same results, or start using something that you saw work right in front of you. Okay, so how might that take shape? And the common questions I get, seems too good to be true, right? Like, I don't know if I qualify for this. Honestly, not all of you will. We can't help everybody. If the nerve damage is too far gone, we're not going to take your case. We only take cases we are sure we can help and make headway in your goals. So that's, we have a kind of lengthy interview process and consult to go, can we really help you get your goals back? And is that realistic? And is that worth us spending time with you? And vice versa. So how do we figure that out though? We go through our intake process. Takes about an hour to go through the information and the testing we need to do in the office. Healing times vary, right? So that's the other one about time. If you're in stage 4, there's 4 stages of nerve damage, like there is for cancers, right? So stage 4 is bad. That's where there's typically going to be permanent damage. If you're in the severe category, that can be 18 to 24 months to get full resolution, and it can go down from there. And sometimes we see crazy things happen, like people that are in stage 3, stage 4, actually getting full resolution in 90 to 120 days. So like those things happen. Have I seen people make no progress?
Mhm.
Yeah. Why?
There's
They're not applying themselves at home.
Oh.
They don't do this. They don't do what we're telling them to do, and they don't get the progress. Okay, there's very few cases that are literally doing everything we're telling them to do, and they still can't crack the code. But that's like maybe 0.5% to 1%. Okay, so if we're able to help you and you do what we're telling you to do, we have a serious shot at making this drastically better. Okay, and some people aren't ready for that yet. They're like, I don't know what my life would look like if I were healthy again, and they like to stay in their sickness.
Right.
You know, right? But this is not for you. This is also not for people that want a quick fix. Okay, so you're like, oh, just give me the pill, shot, injection, whatever. This is not that. This is you need to be able to apply yourself at home and do the work. And it takes maybe half hour to 45 minutes twice a day is common at home to really do the therapies. That, depending on what your case is, but those are common averages we see. And then being able to change diet, and work with like those, that's part of the deal. If you're unwilling to do that, this is not for you. Okay. Insurance coverage. What do you think?
No.
Yeah. Nope. Medicare writes the rules on this stuff, and they say if there's a care plan designed to make your quality of life better, it's not medically necessary. And let's be honest, the hard truth is Medicare is just trying not to go broke. And so they're not out there covering the latest, greatest, and actually what's working.
How about the VA?
I wish the VA, because I tried with my dad, and I've got colleagues around the country that VA won't touch it.
Really?
Yeah, it's sad. It really is sad. Because a lot of our veterans need that help, and it's a shame. But yeah, it's where it is.
And probably the truth be told, it's a lot cheaper than what the medical.
Oh my gosh. Like, can we talk numbers for a second? What's it cost to amputate a toe?
Surgery, oh my God, thousands of dollars.
Yeah, you're in the nursing field, right?
Well, behavioral health.
Okay.
So.
So you're not wrong. I think it's like $5 grand to remove the
Farm
toe.
will allow it.
Yeah.
What's that?
Big Farm won't allow it.
I can give you
They
an
wanna
idea what
make
it costs for
money.
open heart surgery.
I bet,
They
right?
don't care how
Between
much
three
it
hundred
costs.
fifty and $400,000.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's for open heart. I know for a knee replacement, national averages are 50 grand
Right.
to 70 grand for a knee replacement.
Mine was 22,
22.
but just for the doctor to do that, then we had
Right.
everything else.
Right.
Anesthesia.
Yeah, exactly right. So,
Anesthesia and being
yeah.
So
hospital
I want
bed.
to know how stress causes neuropathy.
Great. I've got 1 minute to cover that, and I'm gonna make sure he gets a fast. We'll get you all fast. It's first aid stress tool. It's gonna help you
I mean, I have
Rewire stress.
Cushing's. I have Cushing's disease.
Okay. So stress in a nutshell makes your body go into fight, flight, or freeze.
Yeah.
If you're in fight, flight, and freeze, are you inhaling, resting, digesting?
Yeah.
No, you're doing more of this to conserve blood flow in the core and not in the extremities, and you lose. So that's the super fast version of the physiology behind stress.
So they took out my adrenal glands.
Okay,
They
so
did
you
a
need some extra help.
They did a bilateral adrenalectomy.
Wow.
They went in with
Whoops, she says.
and cut the artery to my spleen.
Wow.
So they did an emergency splenectomy, which
Well,
goes this way,
Oh my.
went through the muscle. Right now I have 3 hernias. They've
Yeah.
already repaired 4 before. I now have 3.
I'm
So-
healthy. I don't know why I'm even.
And so,
Yeah.
I'm
But
so
I just-
sorry.
I was in the hospital for 4 months because they
Yeah.
also cut a piece off my,
Something else.
Pancreas.
pancreas. That's
Oh
what
my
that is.
God.
And
So-
they had to keep me there until it stopped weeping.
Right.
So I had to be fed through a bag because eating stimulates,
Yeah.
and so you can't eat. So I didn't eat for 4 months.
Oh my gosh.
I got there at
So
7:30
thanks
in
for
the morning.
sharing that. That's like,
But I
They
mean,
did me around 9 o'clock.
yeah, what do you do? We need to dig into that
now
deeper.
I have, is that all part of it?
Very likely the trauma you've been through is affecting you.
Arlington. Oh,
Just the stress.
Yeah, just the stress alone.
That's what I
let alone
mean.
the rest. Yeah. So we got a little off trail. It kind of bring us back together on this one. But honestly, that's the misery that you go through, right? And you go like, there's gotta be a better way to do this.
But I mean, and then you end up with this, that
Yeah.
it took me half an hour to put my earrings in. Because I really can't
You can't tell what's there.
feel where it went in the front and out of the back.
Yeah. So that's a big deal. Let me kind of bring this home because we're already about an hour and a half into this, right? So bottom line is full transparency. It's going to be out of pocket.
Right.
And then our care plans range depending on what's going on. If you're in the severe acute phase, we're probably in the 6,000 range. If you're north of that into severe or near permanent, it can go up from there. On averages, I'm probably stepping on my own toes saying this, but on averages, it's about 6,000 for each stage that you're in. Okay, so the sooner we catch it, the way easier it is to work on and the less investment it is for you. And also it depends on your goals, right? If you're like, I just want to keep this from getting worse, that's different than I want to reverse it and get my life back. And so that can vary too. So there's a wide range. And there's a lot of options to make that affordable and help you with funds. So just know that that's out there too, but I want to be fully transparent, just tell you where that's at. Is that helpful to know? Okay. So with all that in mind, here's our process. If we can't help you, we're going to refer you to somebody that's going to get you in good hands. Like, if it's outside of our scope and we're not going to blow smoke and waste your time.